Hey everyone, my name is Chloe, and today I'm here to talk about the books that I am looking so forward to for the month of September. So you guys, if you've been around this channel for a while, you know that I love all things holiday, all things Christmas, and September is the month that the books generally start coming out, Christmas books. So I have been like having my radar out to see who's coming out with Christmas books, what's going on, but this is actually not just Christmas books. There is quite a bit coming out in September, not as much as like other months, but there's a lot of really good stuff. So let's just get into the books. As always, these are books that I'm really excited for. I'm not necessarily going to pick all of these up right away. This is not a TBR, and I like to be as extensive and comprehensive as I can be, really generally everything I'm interested in, as opposed to like narrowing it down to things I'm actually going to read. But I've been thinking about maybe in these videos asking you guys to pick one book that I should read immediately. Let me know if you'd be interested in doing that and seeing me read that book. And if so, let me know which book you think I should do this month. I'm not sure what my September TBR will be like. I'm not sure if I want to do this for sure, especially if the ones come towards the end of the month. So I need to still work it out. But if you guys want to pick one of my reads, let me know. We will do that. So let's get into September 5th. We have Love Me Do by Lindsey Kelk. And I really don't need to know what this is about because I really like Lindsey Kelk. She does really great, just rom-com-y, easy stuff. And this one is about a woman who goes to Hollywood, and she plays matchmaker. She makes friends with an 82-year-old something. I don't know. It's friends to lovers rom-com. Sounds really cute. Like I said, I trust Lindsey Kelk. I would try it probably regardless of synopsis. Next is Woke Up Like This by Amy Lee. So this is I guess you would call it YA. This is about a girl who is planning prom, doing all the things, and she falls off a ladder into the arms of her arch nemesis. And then the next morning, she wakes up and she's 30 years old and she's married or engaged to said arch nemesis. And I just think that is so interesting. And the whole 13 going on 30 or Freaky Friday trope is something that I really enjoy. And I'm excited to see, especially it doesn't feel like that long ago, you guys, honestly, that I was 17 or whatever. And thinking about what life would be like at 30, and now that I am 30 something, it's interesting to see where it actually is versus where I thought it was, and seeing that from the eyes of maybe a 17-year-old sounds really great. Next is on September 7th, something that I'm guessing is Indie Pub because that's kind of an odd date. We have The Hotel by Emily Shiner, and this is about hotel owners. They own a hotel on the Maine Cliffs, and they really Cliffs of Maine. They really like to give their guests experiences and just make it great. But until this one family comes in, that it just seems a little ominous. They seem a little familiar. The wife that owns the hotel is she gets locked in a room, and we try to get convinced that it is a coincidence, but maybe this family is up to no good. So I don't know. Sounds like a fast and catchy thriller. Next is September 12th, No Child of Mine by Nichelle Giraldes. I'm not sure. This is about a woman who never wanted to be a mom, but now she's pregnant, and it is another thriller. I don't know if I said that. And things are kind of sketchy. She gets put on bed rest, and her family is cursed in a way in which there's a lot of fatherless daughters. And so she starts feeling like somebody's in their house, and I'm guessing after her husband, but I don't know for sure. So sounds interesting. Next is This Is How We End Things by R.J. Jacobs. So this one I'm actually kind of nervous about. It sounds really good, but it also could be not my favorite. It is a dark academia book, and those are so hit and miss for me. But this is about a college campus, I believe. They all get snowed in on campus, and one of them dies, and I don't really know. But I'm really interested to see, too. September in Kansas is normally pretty warm. But I also, school has started. You really get that fall craving, and so I'm thinking a snowed in thing sounds really good for September, so we'll see. Next is The Second Chance Hotel by Sierra Godfrey. So Second Chance is a kind of a common theme, and hotels are kind of a common theme of this upcoming month. But this is about a gal who lives with her narcissistic mom. They said a bad ex, all of that kind of stuff. She decides to just go off to Europe, as we all dream about. And she's there for 3 months, and then she decides to settle on this Greek island. And I think she just is trying to figure out her life. She meets a guy. She ends up accidentally marrying him or like tricked into marrying him. I don't know the details. And then they get gifted the hotel that they're staying at. So I don't know. It sounds like a lot of hijinks and a lot of messiness, but potentially really cute. So Greek Isles is really what got me. My neighbors, they are Greek and they just went back for like a family wedding, and seeing all of the Instagram stories and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go so darn bad. Anyway. Next is The Six, The Untold Story of America's First Women Astronauts by Loren Grush, excuse me. And this just sounds fascinating to me. The first 6 women working in NASA and all of that. I, as a kid, was like oddly obsessed with the Challenger the Challenger crash. And one of those women was on that, and it's interesting, so interesting to me. And me and my kids have been doing a devotional called Indescribable by Louis Giglio. And a lot of it, it's pairing like science facts with devotions. And a lot of it is like space-based. And so just the concept of space is like, it hurts my brain and it kind of stresses me out. And thinking about women in NASA, like I am so intrigued, but also a little terrified. So there's that. Next is September 19th, The Book Club Hotel by Sarah Morgan. Do I need to say any more? No. Sarah Morgan, she writes everything really great, but she writes a Christmas story almost every year, and this one is about a hotel and a book club, and I really don't need to know more. I think there's a bunch of friends getting together there. It looks great. I cannot wait. Next is All You Have to Do Is Call by Kerri Maher, and this is based on the true story of the Jane Collective. So these were women who banded together to fight for women's rights to choose, and there's a lot of them that are involved in the Jane Network, but or Jane Collective, that are like kind of secretive about it because society doesn't want them to be a part of it, or their husbands, their family, whatever. So this is the story. It's a fictionalized story based on that of I don't know how many different women, 3 or 4 different women, and their involvement. Next is September 26th. So we have Faking Christmas by Kerry Winfrey. Again, another one that I don't really need to know anything about. Kerry Winfrey wrote Waiting for Tom Hanks, which is one of my favorite books ever, and the follow-ups. And she also has written some YA, and she's just an awesome author. And this is about a woman who works for an Ohio, like, tourist website, magazine, whatever. I think she does, like, the social media. And she kind of leads her boss to believe that she actually owns her sister's farm. And she doesn't. She just manages the social media for the farm. But so I think she goes to the farm, meets a guy. Like, I think it's a romance, but again, kind of a rom-com, women's fiction, Christmas time. Love it. Next is The Christmas Orphans Club by Becca Freeman. And this just sounds so charming. It is about 4 friends who basically, like, their parents have died, or for whatever circumstance, they don't really have a place to go on Christmas. And so 2 of them I know started spending Christmases together when they were young, and now things are kind of happening within the friend group that might change Christmas plans, but it's friends that sound like family, and I love found family like that, and it just sounds great. Next is Bright Lights, Big Christmas by Mary Kay Andrews. So Mary Kay Andrews is another one that she's just really well known for, kind of women's fiction, beach fiction, but also Christmas fiction. Like, she's kind of one of the OGs. So this is about a woman who leaves her family's, like, Christmas tree farm to go help her brother sell their Christmas trees in New York. And I think it's just the story of her doing that and finding herself in New York, as well as becoming friends with the, like, neighbors that I think they live in, like, a camper. So neighbors and finding romance, I think. I don't know. New York at Christmas, can you beat it? I don't think so. Next is 3 Holidays and a Wedding by, well, I'm going to put up a picture because I will definitely butcher this name and I don't want to do that. It's about 2 women who meet on kind of a scary airplane flight, like turbulence, all that kind of stuff. And they kind of confess secrets to each other and whatnot. And then they end up stranded and snowed in together in a very, like, Stars Hollow-esque town. And one of the women was going for her sister's kind of surprise wedding, I think, and then the other one was going to meet her boyfriend's family. But when they are trapped in this town, her, like, movie star crush or something is filming in town, and so there maybe is a little love triangle, which is not my favorite, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear my 3-year-old yelling, but she is. And then the last one is Thicker Than Water by Kerry Washington. So this is Kerry Washington's memoir up to this point. I just am fascinated by celebrity memoirs. I will read them all. So that's that. So those are all the books that I'm really excited for coming out in September. What are you excited for? And which one would you love to see me read? I might have to do it like then in October, or I don't know. I don't know if it'll work or how it'll work, but I'm interested to know which one are you guys most interested in me reading. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.